Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. In our article, we discussed on the intent, importance and challenges of ICFR, the consideration for its implementation and best practices for compliance. ICFR refers to the controls specifically designed to address risk related to financial reporting. In simple terms, a public company's ICFR consists of the controls that are designed to provide reasonable assurance that the company's financial statements are reliable and prepared in accordance to relevant financial standards, for example, the US GAAP, IFRS, and IPSAS. For more than a decade, public companies in the United States of America, Canada, Brazil, Turkey, and more have been required to implement ICFR, especially as part of issuer audits. While some organizations may view the ICFR requirements as a burden or a check-the-box exercise, these companies are likely missing opportunities to unlock hidden value which may have a broader impact on their system of internal control. This is why it is unfortunate that most discussions about ICFR are focused on how public companies can meet regulatory requirements or expectations, often leaving out another important aspect of ICFR, the intent, which if understood will bring the importance of these regulations to the forefront and can be a strong motivator for compliance. This is especially true in Nigeria, where new Securities and Exchange Commission regulations requires listed companies to comply with ICFR by the end of the fiscal year in 2021. ICFR helps erode false and fraudulent financial reporting, which is largely due to fraudulent and misleading activities. Many companies listed in the US Stock Exchange fell prey to these negative activities, which weakened investors' confidence in their financial statements. This led to the implementation of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, which was passed by the US Congress. This new act imposed tough penalties on lawbreakers and mandated strict reforms to existing securities reforms. Some of the challenges faced by organizations aiming to implement ICFR include: 1. Scarcity of human resource. Public companies frequently face resource shortage when it comes to achieving appropriate segregation of duties and monitoring financial reporting processes. Businesses struggle to find and retain qualified employees. Some even convince themselves that there is no such thing as segregation of duties unless fraud is discovered. To reduce the effect of scarce resources, the importance of adequate and detailed job descriptions cannot be overemphasized. 2. Isolation of compliance programs. This leads to selective compliance, hence the need for a thorough risk assessment, which will be an eye-opener to critical processes prone to errors. Once this is done, risk mitigation strategies can be identified. Once risk areas have been identified, classified, and prioritized, it is vital to consider the type of internal controls that will best manage those risks. The options are manual, preventive, or automated. This can vary, however, depending on the level of risk assessed and other factors. 3. Extending value over time. This is the need to ensure continued or sustained compliance. Your internal control framework should be well designed to be flexible, scalable, and nimble in order to provide extended value. As a company evolves over time, new risks may emerge and previously identified risks may become obsolete. These modifications offer companies an opportunity to standardize their internal controls. ICFR ensures that controls are functioning properly and remain relevant as the business grows and evolves. 4. Limited IT tools or technical resource. This relates to small and large-scale organizations. Smaller organizations are more likely to have limited technical resources and be unable to maintain the appropriate operating controls over their information systems. Larger organizations, on the other hand, that maintain multiple finance environments with different business rules, policies, finance systems, and charts of accounts can also benefit, as managing everything in-house can be expensive, cumbersome, and challenging. Here are some recommendations for publicly traded corporations and any organization implementing the ICFR. Firstly, the responsibility for implementing an organization's risk and control policies falls on the employees of that organization, and the ICFR guidelines must be strictly adhered to. Secondly, regardless of regulatory obligations, putting in place a sound governance system is the way to go. This requires a team with skills, technical knowledge, and an expansive understanding of the objectives of the organization to set up the ICFR while keeping the cost of compliance in check. In conclusion, it is imperative to engage professionals with the knowledge, skill, and experience to work with you across the full spectrum of finance and accounting processes to ensure that every business process with a financial implication is monitored. To read more of our articles, please visit our website and subscribe using the button below. Thank you.